because that would be amazing. Please tell me we're live. Please, please, please. There we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the League of Europe for round number 17. Of course, being our final round of the championship, as that's myself, customarily at Brazil. Yeah, and it's a sprint race weekend as well. So, I did miss qualifying. I thought I was streaming, but apparently not so. But Ecos Mats is on pole position, followed by Jordan, Ghost, Old School California, and Ibo. Jamie, Matt, and Robertson both had spins on their laps, and Temple, Esteban, and Axel did not set laps at all, as drivers are just getting themselves lined up as Robertson and Temple made contact, as you can see them there now set up on the grid. But yeah, just to line out the championship implications for this one. Of course, pole our championship leader is not here, so Jordan all he has to do is score 22 points. But it looks like we're gonna have lights out in just a little bit here, as this man has found himself disqualified. But here we go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights looking over the crest of the hill here with Ecos Mats. Lights take a little while to go out, but we're go up the hill, and then we're going to drop down into turn 1 with Jordan. It looks like going to be in the lead. It goes to a good start from third on the grid into P2. He's going to be inside of Ecos Mats, our pole sitter, but he's going to Ecos Mats is going to be able to hold P2 as they head through turn 2 and through turn 3. Now Ghost UK will have to sit back into third place. He had a promising start, but in the end, had this go back down to P3. California 5 and Old School swap positions. They're going to be in P4 and P5. It looks like Jamie Esteban has had not the greatest of starts. Same with Robert Sum, who has dropped down to P10 behind Ibo. Ibo started this race in P6, so he's already down to P11. Robert Sum has made his way just now past IRT Temple for P9 after starting in P8. So he's only one place below where he started in this race already. Axel in P7, followed by just behind Jamie Met in P6, and it's Old School P5, California P4. Ghost, Ecos Mats, and Jordan are our leaders. Hello. Sorry about that. Just had something come up, but yeah, IRT Temple has come into the pit lane. I'm not exactly sure for what reason. I would imagine for damage. That would be really the only reason that you would pit in a sprint race. Of course, you're not having to make any pit stops in the sprint format. Of course, with the race only being 12 laps. Esteban is on the back of Axel for P7. We'll just have to. Oh, and well, that's going to be another driver into the pit lane. That's. Not sure what he's doing, as he has caused a virtual safety car, which will kind of help him if he can get into the pits quick enough. But he's having some problems with spinning around. But yeah, that'll just calm everything down for a little bit, as Ecos Mats is already, well, I'm not sure if he's dropped behind Jordan, but he's was not within a second of Jordan for a little while there. But of course now DRS is going to be activated. It looks like we're going to get green flag racing once again here in just a second. No. Ecos Mats just going very fast for some reason. Ghost UK is right on the back of Ecos Mats. We'll just have to wait and see what the gaps look like after the virtual safety car. So yeah, Jordan leads from Matt's to Ghost UK, California, and Old School are your top five. Both Ferraris have made pit stops in this race. Esteban deciding to go for the softs, of course, not wanting to waste that one extra set of mediums that you get for the race. And of course, IRT Tempo deciding to just go with the mediums. Of course, Esteban needing a full front wing and having that spin. Sort of unlucky, but it was caused of his own accord. So Jordan leads. Matt's not within DRS range of our, well, now championship elect, with Polypols not being here at all. Axel and Jamie Matt have swapped positions. Axel is going to be up into P6, Jamie Matt down to P7. It looked like a pretty decent move there for Jamie Matt, as Robertson is just going to be in behind there. 4/10 in behind as Ghost UK, or California, is making a move on Ghost. Didn't expect that to happen. If anything, I expected Ghost to make a move on Mats. Must have made a mistake through through 1, 2, or 3, the Senna S's, as they're called. Let's just hop on board with back on board with Robertson. Wasn't expecting really a move to happen, but Matt's now within DRS range of Jordan for the lead. So we'll have to see if the Mercedes will decide to fight it or not. Of course, if it were to stay like this, Jordan would only need to finish in 4th in the race in order to win the championship. So let's hop on board with the leaders. Matt follows his teammate with DRS now, not using any of his ERS. He's just going to sit in behind as he sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. I do believe you get 1 point for fastest lap. So Matt's currently picking up 10 points as well. Both Mercedes picking up a total of 20. Robertson and Jamie Matt finally swapping positions after Jamie Matt lost that one position to Axel on the final lap, or on the previous lap. Robertson picks him off once again into turn 1 there. Now he's going to be chasing down Axel, who's within DRS range of Old School. Is actually pretty close to the Irishman as we head up through turn 5 and now up the hill towards 6, 7, and 8. If anything, Axel looks relatively quick here. He caught Old School pretty quickly, as Esteban says the fast lap, as you would expect on the soft tires. California, after passing, well, Ghost, after being passed by California, has been kind of dropped by California through these next 2 laps, as he just isn't able to keep up with California in this middle sector. So California really being the only spanner in the works for the 2 Mercedes here, as he could be the one driver that challenges them over and into the feature race. I guess we'll just have to wait and see, though. California hasn't had the greatest of seasons by his standards, I wouldn't think. Currently being 14th in the championship with 56 points. Well, 3rd place to his name in Bahrain. Not going to be close enough to make a move on this one, but E-Class Mats is going to start he's going to start to test Jordan a little bit, with California being right on their tail. Let's see what the Red Bull driver is going to be able to do. No moves being made just yet. Ooh, and that's Old School. Is that going to be a safety car? I'm not sure how he's done that, but I don't think it is going to be. Oh, and we have another virtual safety car. So, how has he done that then? Oh, his car disappeared. Okay, nice. I'm not really sure how he's crashed there. Maybe contact with the who would have been overtaking him? Axel? I mean, that's the only thing that I can really see. But we do have another virtual safety car, so these drivers will be allowed to restock on their ERS and their fuel if they decided to go under for whatever reason. But now Jordan that's one more DRS zone that Jordan doesn't really have to worry about. Ecos Matt's backing up quite significantly. California getting right on the gearbox of that Mercedes. As Ghost UK is actually re-caught up under the virtual safety car here, but of course those gaps will even back out once the safety car does end. Not ending quite yet. We'll just have to wait. As California was attempting to make a move there in Ecos match, just a little bit too early to make that one happen. So Mats will hold California back, and of course now he's re-caught up back to Jordan there. There's just one full lap of Jordan not have to be worrying about his teammate possibly overtaking him, which is always a good thing for him, I would imagine. California still in P3. just in behind these guys. Ghost UK has found himself back into DRS range um, after that virtual safety car, so that really did indeed help him. Axel has dropped a little bit off with the virtual safety car. I think he was around a second and a half. I think that might have just been because of Axel closing up, or not Axel, California closing up. That gap has increased just a little bit, and now Robertson is out of the back of Axel as well. Jamie met 2 seconds behind Robertson. Once again, snagged it for the leaders here on this lap. Or at least heading into turn 1. California not having the greatest turn 1s there, but Matt is right on the back of his teammate. Is he gonna? He's gonna keep his DRS on. It doesn't look like he's exactly amazing in a straight line here, does Ecos Mats? But I guess that's a good thing for Jordan if Mats is just gonna stay behind and keep ahead in the corners and allow that DRS to just tow him along. Ooh, as Jamie Matt has had a spin. Not going to be challenged for his position, I don't think, here. As Ibo is quite the distance back, or quite a far distance back. Just watching on board here with California. I don't think he's going to be close enough to make a move. Must be a very frustrating position for California to be in, because I'd imagine he wants to pick up as many points as possible. California being at 56 points, he could jump all the way up, well, easily into the top 10 in the championship. He's only 5 points behind P10, which is Energetics, who is in here. California looking to the inside of turn 4, and Mats is just going to be able to fend him off for the time being. But California is getting closer. He's using that ERS to his advantage. You just can't quite get close enough into the important areas on the circuit. Oh, Matt's going a little bit deep there into the famous Albon corner, turn 10. At the top of the hills, they drop through 11 and now into the final sector at turn 12. Of course, 15 corners on this circuit. California's using a little bit of ERS here. Same for Matt's. Jordan deciding not to use any, but California is within 0.2 of a second here. Matt's is gonna be struggling to defend here. He's used all of his battery. Oh, he moves across California in a straight line. California's not gonna be able to do anything. He looks around the outside. He gets a little bit into the grass as well in the braking zone as Temple retires out on track, but it's too late for a safety car here in this situation. Matt's no longer has any ERS. He's below 10%. Is when you start to use less. You get less power from the battery. He looks to the inside. California, ooh, he gets blocked very hard, very aggressive there from Ecos and Mats, but he's going to keep him. He's going to keep California behind for the time being. But now you can see how vulnerable Ecos Mats is here, as California drained 40% of ERS, though, which is an interesting decision. Ghost UK within DRS range here. He also is a very little amount of ERS. I think the driver who has the most ERS here, in a strange way, is Jordan on 43%. Ecos Mats in second, just trying to defend his teammate as much as he possibly can, try to keep California behind. But once again, if it were to end like this, Jordan scoring 10 points here from the sprint, all he would have to do is finish in 4th in the actual race, and he'll wrap this championship up. He only win it by 1 point, but winning it is, well, 1 point will still win it for him. So California not going to be close enough here into turn 1. Of course, now that he's out of ERS, he's not going to have that advantage over Ecos Mats down the straight. As Robertson and Axel have swapped positions into turn 1. A good move there by Robertson, it looked like. Just a DRS overtake. Got him on the inside of 1. As we have yellow flags, I think that's Esteban. As Jamie Matt has picked up a 3-second time penalty. But now we're on the penultimate lap here. California, it just seems to be fading just a little bit. I mean, he's closing up here through the middle sector, but he doesn't have the ERS really to challenge anymore. He kind of wasted it on the previous lap. He didn't get the move done and used all of his ERS, so I think that's a win for Ecos Mats in terms of that battle. He was quite aggressive in his defending of that P2, but I think it was relatively fair, except for maybe into turn 1 where you kind of just moved across them. But either way, as we head on now to the final lap, California is not going to have any sort of challenge here into turn 1. If anything, Ecos Mats is going to be the only person that's going to be able to challenge Jordan, and Jordan's just going to be able to use all the ERS that he absolutely wants to. Here we go through turn 3. As Ecos Mats going to be able to challenge Jordan. He's not even using his ERS. Jordan is using his ERS. He's going to be derating now. But I don't think anyone is going to be close to a move. If anything, I feel like the Mercedes are going to be happy to stick in this formation. At least it looks like that. Anyways. Jordan leads from Matt's California in third. Ghost UK was within DRS range on this lap, but he's P4. Robertson in P5, making the move past Axel on the previous lap for that 5th position, and moving himself up into P5 there. Axel P6, followed by Jamie Matt, who had a spin earlier on. Esteban will finish in P8 here in the sprint, and Ibo will be in P9. But Jordan is coming out of the final, in quotations, corner. And it looks like he is going to win this sprint race here. He didn't start on pole position. His Mercedes teammate started on pole position. But Jordan is going to win the sprint race here and take home a crucial 10 points in his championship bid. Of course, with Poles not being here, all he has to do is finish in the top 4 in the feature race that will come in just a moment. To wrap up this championship, Ecos Mats finishes in 2nd place. California in 3rd, followed by Ghost UK in 4th. Robertson in P5. He was relatively close at the end there. Axel must have had a spin or something, or ran out of field maybe? I'm not really sure. I think he just spun across the line, actually, looking at the gaps. But Jamie Met will finish in P7, followed by Esteban in P8 and Ibo in P9. So, sort of an uneventful ending to that sprint race. Of course, we have a very, what should be a very entertaining D2 championship fight going on at the same exact time. So, feel free to go and tune into that. But yeah, your results from the sprint, don't listen to this. This is wrong. Jordan finishes in P1. We'll just have a look here. Jordan finishes in P1, followed by Matt's California, Ghost UK, Robertson, Axel, Jamie Matt, Esteban, and Ibo in P9. He will pick up 2 points, and Temple will not get any points there. I think Esteban picked up the fastest lap, if you guys are watching. So he should get the fastest lap point. I'm not exactly sure if he actually does or not, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see when it comes out in the final standings. And of course, Old School was the first to retire out of turn 3 there. That was kind of a weird crash. I'm not exactly sure how he did that, but I won't be one to judge, considering my wretched history at Brazil. So now we just have to wait for... we'll just have to wait for the sprint race here. I'd imagine most... Well, knowing D4, well, it actually might rain, it looks like, but you're supposed to start on the hards, and then you go to the mediums with like 12 laps to go. That's the normal strategy. But knowing D4, someone will start on the softs. You make it a little weird out there for those guys, so just have to wait and see what these guys are thinking here for the strategy. As we will see these guys' tires very, very soon here. Of course, the sprint, or the feature race, a little bit different to the sprint, of course. 3 times the race distance. You're going to have 3 times the amount of fuel as well. As it looks like most people are going to be on mediums. Oh, yeah, so our top 3 all going to be on mediums here, and then Ghost is going to be in P4 on the hards, and then Robertson and Axel both on mediums as well. And then you have Jamie Matt Esteban both on the hards, Ibo on the softs, and Temple and Old School on the hards as well. By those tire choices, I'd imagine it is not going to rain, at least for probably 15 to 20 laps. If it is going to rain at all, that is. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. As I'm going to pull up this. I'll just have a look. Oh, perfect. Nice. Alrighty. So, yeah, just waiting for everybody to get into their grid slots here. The top three having quite a quick formation lap. Of course, Brazil being such a short track and it with being so overcast, I would imagine the hard runners are going to have some struggles to get some tire temperature. Ibo not finding those struggles, I would imagine. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what these guys think of the conditions out there. As everyone will settle into their grid slots. We have 36 laps ahead of you guys for this Division 4 future race. All Polypols needs to do is finish in 4th. Or Polypols, all Jordan needs to do is finish in 4th, and he'll have this championship wrapped up. Currently, the gap sits at 11 points. But here we go. For Brazil, the final round of the championship. It's the feature race. It's all 36 laps here in Brazil. Jordan on pole position for our final race of the championship. Jordan gets a very, very good start, just like he did in the sprint last time out. California gets a good start. He's going to be up into P2, and it's going to be Ghost and Ecos Mats side by side. The same story, though, from the sprint, as Ecos Mats is going to hold his position over Ghost UK. Esteban is going to be up into P5, followed by Axel and Robertson. IRT Temple up to P8. Old School into P9, just passing Jamie Met there on the exit of turn 3, and Ibo is going to be down to P11, but Jordan has a clean start once again here in Division 4 in Brazil. And California is going to be into P2, followed by Ecos, Mats, and Ghost. So the two Mercedes aren't going to be leading from the front here, as well. If you looked at the starts from the sprint race, you could kind of tell that wasn't going to happen. Even though all three of the front three are on the medium tires, Ghost UK almost outstarted Ecos Mats there, and he was on the hard tires. We have Esteban and Axel heading here into turn 10. The Williams is going to be on the inside of the Ferrari. The Ferrari has a little bit of a slide. Those hard tires not working too well for the number 25 Ferrari here, it looks like. But as we're going to head into turn 12, it looks like Robertson is looking to make a move, and did make a move on IRT Temple. I think that was just there. Now Ecos Mats is going to be challenging California. Is he going to be able to make a move here? Uses a little bit of battery, but not too much. California already drained down to 65% as Jordan sets the fastest lap of this race. Jordan's also used a decent amount of ERS as well. Axel and Esteban swapping positions once again here into turn 1. The Williams is going to be on the inside, and he's going to hold his line, and Esteban's not going to be able to do anything about the flying Williams into turn 1 there. And on to lap 2, Jordan leads from California, and Ecos Mats, our top three, are separated by 0.8 of a second here. Ghost UK has fallen a little bit off, but you'd expect that being on the hard tires. He's going to come into this race a little bit later on. Roughly 20 laps in, you would imagine, once he gets onto that fresh set of medium tires. Axel in P5, he's going to be the leader of the best of the rest here, it looks like. Esteban in P6, followed by Robertson, IRT Temple, Old School, Jamie Met, and Ibo, who's still in the DRS train. Heading out of turn 12 here. Jordan leads still, but we'll have to wait and see what California's going to be able to do. And Ecos Mats is going to be always looking to change up that top three as we have yellow flags. That is Esteban, who's had a spin. He was just in behind Axel, and now Axel is kind of in no man's land. 1.6 seconds, 1.7 seconds in front of him, and IRT Temple being another 1.7 seconds behind him. And now DRS is going to be enabled here on lap 3 of 36, so California should have DRS, and indeed he does. Same for Ecos Mats, so now everyone's going to start to get a little bit closer, and they're all going to run closer to the pace of Jordan up at the front of this one. If anything, they'll be going a little bit faster from lap to lap. But California is just going to sit here. Jordan has used over 50% of his battery as Esteban spins again out of turn 3. California has used 60% of his battery, and Ecos Mats only used 15%, so he's looking at the strongest out of these three so far. But of course, being third in the DRS train is the worst spot to be in. because of course the guy in first doesn't have DRS. The guy in second will have the DRS advantage over first place, and then third place just kind of gets stuck and isn't really able to do anything. Ghost UK though, looking to P4, hasn't fallen off too far. He's having a decent race, it looks like so far, but of course only being what will be 4 laps in very soon, as Irchi Temple has had a spin coming out of turn 11. That is a very easy place to spin at, especially downhill off camber. As California's looking to make the move into turn 1 here, Jordan's going to go to the outside. California taking the inside line as they break here into turn 1. Matt's almost into the back of his teammate as he sets the fastest lap of this race. Now California's going to be in the lead. Jordan has a little bit of a slide. This is the first time he hasn't been in the lead of in this race weekend so far. But he's not going to be able to challenge California into turn 1. Of course, Jordan not going to be worrying too much. All he has to do is finish in 4th place. As you have more yellow flags, that's for Temple, as Esteban has retired in the pit lane and left the session very promptly after his 2 spins there. But it looks like California, if anything, has the pace over these guys. And if I'm Jordan, personally, I'm just going to let Mats go. That's what I would do. All I need to do is finish in 4th. Ghost UK is nowhere right now, and Axel's even further behind him. And Ghost UK is on a harder tire, so I would just let Mats go here. Jordan is going to have DRS. We'll have to wait and see what the 2 Mercedes decide on their plan of action. If anything, Jordan's going to go for it here. Into turn 1, California was derating. Jordan just absolutely flies past the Mercedes. Kind of squeezes them out into the grass in turn 1 there. But, yeah, Jordan goes right back, straight back into the lead here. Now, Mats is possibly going to be challenging California here. He's using his ERS, which California has absolutely none of. He looks to the inside. The Red Bull is going to be forced to the outside here. Turn 4, Mats using that Dutch connection with his Mercedes, which is a weird thing to say, I guess. But he's going to be up into P2. A good move there from Mats. So California getting put off. Didn't get the greatest of exits out of turn 1 there, it looks like. And he's just going to be forced back into 3rd in the DRS train, and I'm sure he's not going to be happy to see this order again for the top 3. Jordan, Mats, California, because that's what he was looking at for the entirety of the sprint race, pretty much. Or for 10 out of 12 laps in the sprint, and that's exactly what he was looking at. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see what California's going to be able to do now, because he doesn't have any ERS. He doesn't have the raw pace or straight line speed, really, to try and challenge these guys as we head on to lap number 6 now. It will be, as we have another 31 laps to go here. As Mats is right in the gearbox of his teammate. Once again, as I said, if I'm Jordan, I'm just letting Mats go. But Mats not going to be able to do anything here, as we don't really have any gaps except for this battle, or any close battles besides this battle for the lead here. California getting close here through the middle sector, but once again, he doesn't have the straight line speed or the ERS to make any moves, as everyone has kind of just spread out at the back. Ooh, Mats not having the greatest of exits off of turn 12 there. California getting close, but Mats just has the ERS to be able to offset that. And he's not going to be able to do anything now, I don't think. But yeah. California is just unable to do anything, really. Now that he's been put into 3rd place here, this is really the worst spot that he could be put in. Now the only thing that he's going to be able to do, really, is kind of work around with his strategy. We have Old School and Jamie Matt, another close gap here, as Old School's been closing down Jamie Matt for P7. We have yellow flags, that is for Temple, who looks like it had a half spin and caused a very quick yellow flag there, but it's been cleared now. Ibo has also had a spin recently. Old School not being close enough to JB Matt, losing a little bit of time in the middle sector, so we'll hop back on to the battle for the lead. Ecos Mats once again just close enough to Jordan to kind of pressure him, but not know that we're not really going to do that. He's not going to do anything. California MP3 just doesn't have the straight line speed to compete, and I'd imagine this is going to be the kind of the story for most of this race, as IndyCar is set to kick off, well, just now, as they're on the formation lap. Ooh, Ecos Matt's actually making a move for the lead. Didn't quite catch that, but I'm sure you guys saw it on stream. That's something that I didn't expect to happen on this one, but... Ooh, California diving to the inside here of Jordan, heading through turn 6. Jordan trying to defend the inside, but California is there. He's not going to be able to do anything as we head into turn 8 now. And California's able to get the run around the outside. So a good move there from California. Just kind of took advantage of the situation that was put in front of him. Ecos Mats making a move on his teammate, making him vulnerable there. And now California is going to be struggling. Is he going to be able to get DRS here? He's going to be he needs a good exit here if he wants to get DRS. He doesn't get that exit though, so Ecos Mats is going to be able to pull away. But Jordan is going to have DRS. He uses a little bit of ERS, and Jesus, California has absolutely no straight line speed at all. That Red Bull is so slow in a straight line, and I'm not really used to saying that considering what we've been seeing in real life recently with that Red Bull. Robertson and Axel swapping positions as Axel ghosts for a little bit there, but he gets a good exit. He gets a very good exit actually, and re-overtakes Robertson. I'm not sure why he's ghosted. Which is a little weird, but yeah, either way. California up into P2 though. California was able to re-overtake Jordan down towards turn 4. I think that's what happened there, but yeah. So Jordan's going to sit in behind now. Now California's going to have DRS, so he won't be quite as vulnerable in a straight line, but he's still going to be very vulnerable, I'd imagine. His battle for the lead starts to heat up a little bit. We really need Ghost and Axel to get involved in this battle if we want something interesting for the championship, to happen. As California derating into turn 1, but not able to do anything. California on the back of Ecos Mats there. He's going to have a shot at possibly making an overtake soon. But we are on lap 10 now, so these drivers will be starting to think about possible hard tires, as there's been contact and a safety car, or pace car, in Indy. Stingray Rob and someone else, David Malukas, have made contact. As California and Ecos Mats are getting up to the back of Ibo now. Oh, death. Yeah. So Jordan will get force-fed DRS, or he won't, actually, from Ibo, which is a little bit weird to say, as Ecos Mats is going to be into the pit lane. So Ecos Mats deciding to be the first one to make that pit stop onto the hard tires as he goes there. And Jordan was able to get DRS range, of course, using that straight line speed to his advantage. Down towards turn 1, because he didn't have it before, I don't think. But now, I think California is just better in the middle sector, so we'll just have to wait and see. Ecos Mats has come out behind Old School, so there might just be a little bit of traffic for these guys to go through eventually. As you can see, the advantage that California has to the middle sector is immense. not deciding to pit on this lap. Neither is Jordan, so both these guys will stay out for another lap. Robertson in P4, Axel in P5. Neither of them deciding to pit either. Just watching on board with Jordan here. Ecos Matt's closing very quickly on the back of Old School. Of course, Old School's hard tires will be 10 laps older. So Ecos Mats will have a significant advantage in that. Is California going to be into the pit lane? No, neither California or Jordan into the pit lane. So Ecos Mats looking to undercut these guys here. We'll have to see what his advantage is going to be looking like, as he's catching Old School very, very quickly. And he still has a decent amount of Euro. So if I'm Mats here, I'm using that. He's 6/10 off his PB. It's an 11.7 for Ecos Mats. I'll just see what lap time the leaders did. An 11.8. So very close in lap times. Why am I on this? Dog. Okay, that's a lot of fun. If I view profile, nope. Okay, well that's quite the glitch. That's weird. Well, California kept on going. I can't change drivers. Okay. If I... Okay, that's weird. Well, I guess we can look at this now. Okay, well, do I have another invite? So... Alright, there we go. Perfect. Alright, we are back. And absolutely nothing has changed besides the fact that Mats has gotten past Old School, so I will not be going to the race director again. Probably was not a good idea. But either way. Yeah, so Jordan has fallen back quite a bit. He must have made a mistake. There's no way he fell back that far. So, California not pitting. And Jordan is going to pit now. Ecos Mets will jump him, I'd imagine, especially now with that spin. He'll definitely jump him. and of course going to the hard tires. But I'm sure Jordan won't care too much since he is, as long as he doesn't crash out, really, he's going to win this. He's going to win this race. As he comes out roughly the same dins. Well, he comes out a lot closer to old school than Ecos Mats did. However, he's going to be 3.5 seconds behind Ecos Mats, and now he's going to be on cold tires as well. So let's just ride on board with Ecos Mats for a little bit, because he's going to be the next person to close up to someone. So we'll just have to wait and see. As California is going to be into the pit lane for a set of hards. Just trying to extend those mediums as long as possible to get the best out of the hards on this next stop, or on this next stint. So Ecos Mats, I would imagine, is going to be our net leader. Or is going to be, yeah, is going to be our net leader here. California, though, is going to be close with him. Ecos Mats didn't get the greatest of advantages there by pitting early, but he comes out in the lead. California doesn't have a lot of ERS, but Ecos Mats has a decent amount to his name, so it's going to be interesting to see what is going to happen here. Now, especially that they're closing up the JB Met, I'd imagine Ecos Mats will get DRS on this lap. California dropping just a little bit. Of course, those tires yet to be warmed up. But it looks like they're both just gonna be just within a second. Maybe not. I'll have to wait and see for California. He has a decent run through 11, but as I head into 12 here, is he gonna get DRS? It's gonna be very important. I think he's just snatched it. I'm not sure though. Jordan will definitely have DRS. So yes, California does have DRS, but Ecos Mats is not going to. Jimmy might not have DRS. Jordan unable to make the move on old school, so that's really not going to help him. California is going to have DRS here on Jimmy Met, but he's going to have to wait at least one more lap before making that move on Jimmy Met. And of course, California notoriously being a lot better in the middle sector. As you can see. So Ecos Mats really needs to break DRS to Jamie Met, or just keep him within DRS range, either one. But I think either way, California will probably be past him on this next lap. Jordan did make his way past old school down towards turn 4, after not being able to do it into turn 1. Ooh, California having a little bit of a look here at Jamie Met. I think the Red Bull will be passed here no matter what. Jamie Met doesn't have the greatest of exits. And yeah, California just kind of breezes past the Aston Martin, and now he's going to clean air in DRS range, but he's 1.6 seconds behind Ecos Mats, so it really didn't help him getting through the traffic there. Jordan 2.8 seconds behind at Jamie Met now, so 3.5 seconds roughly behind California in this battle for the net lead. Ghost UK, of course, still out on track, as those guys will start to be thinking about pitting for a set of medium tires here soon. So we'll just watch on board. Well, California's closing. We'll watch on board with them through the middle sector. He closes very quickly. Jordan is still just trying to close up to JB Met. Doing so all right. I mean, he's not exactly quick, I would say, for Jordan, but JB Met wasn't exactly slow either, I don't think. But California showing that extra extra downforce that he has as he goes purple in the middle sector. unable to get DRS on this lap here is California. Jordan did catch up significantly down the straights, though, up to Jamie Met. And California is closing now. He should be within DRS range here on this next lap. Here on lap 20, going into lap 21. As you can see now, California is going to have DRS on mats. As Jamie Met is into the pit lane, so Jordan will not have to overtake him on track. Old School also into the pit lane, so they're going to be going for the mediums now. So now you can see the exact gap between Jordan and California, and that gap is 3.2 seconds. So Jordan will have to close 3.2 seconds to, well, will have to close 2 seconds to mats if he wants to get within DRS range of California, as Jamie Met and Old School both switch on to their medium tires. As California closes through the middle sector after having DRS on on this lap now. Heading into turn 12 here. California, 0.5 of a second behind. Just looking to possibly make a move. But not going to be anywhere near, of course, with the straight line of Ecos mats. As Ghost UK is into the pit lane for a set of mediums, which we all kind of expected. Of course, the normal strategy here being a hard medium. But all the fastest guys going on a medium hard. Jordan's still losing time to California. But Ecos Mats will still lead. Ghost UK will come out in P4, quite clearly in P4 as well. Robertson in P5, followed by Axel, Jamie Matt, Old School in P9, or P8, and Ibo in P9. Getting closer and closer to being a lap down here, Ibo. I think he is a lap down, actually. Yeah, he is a lap down. At least to, Old School. Once again, another exit off of turn 12. California losing at the very beginning of the straight with the straight line speed deficit. Ecos Met still has a decent amount of ERS. California closing it back down though with the DRS. Ecos Met's going to the inside a little bit, just defending, acknowledging that California is there and is a real threat. As Jordan will continue to chill in P3. As Ibo takes a tumble out of turn 10. California and Ecos Mats, P1 at 2. As you can see, Ibo there was just on the right hand side of your screen there for a little bit. Let's see how much California loses now. So he's 4.5 tenths back. California uses his ERS. Before he activates DRS, he loses a full 1/10.5, and he used a little bit of ERS there. So but he gains it all back with the DRS, so he doesn't gain, or he gains a little bit. He gains like 0.5 tenth down the straight just because of DRS, because he loses so much off the exit at turn 12. As Ghost sets the fastest lap of the race at 10.886. course, he's trying to close down Jordan currently. California showing his high downforce wings working in the middle sector, as they have been all race, just unable to do anything about the straight line deficit that he has currently. Once again, California into turn one, not going to be close enough to make a move. Goes to case, it's another fastest lap of the race. He's only 4.6 seconds behind Jordan now, and Jordan falling further and further behind our top two as the gap is 4.7 seconds. California once again into turn 12. Gets close, just not quite close enough. Gap is 6/10 this time. It opens up to 7/10 before coming back down. It actually closes at 10.5 this time, does California, but unable to do anything with it, really. Robertson now 2/10 behind Ghost UK. As Ghost UK must have actually spun because he lost so much time there. Sorry for not catching that. Or I guess you're welcome, Ghost, but this is the battle for P4 currently. Another yellow flag, that's for Jamie Met. Old School will be closing now. We're on lap 26, going on to what will be 10 laps to go when our leaders cross the line, as they just have. On to lap 27. California getting pretty close to Ecos Mats here. Is he going to make a move? He looks, but he's not going to be able to do anything quite yet. So Ecos Mat's looking a little vulnerable here. California trying to use that downforce, that extra downforce that he has to his advantage. California now off of turn 12. Neither of these guys really have too much ERS anymore. So Ecos Mats will have a slight disadvantage in a few laps probably when he eventually starts to derate. Of course, California on much fresher tires as well, so that's going to help him through the middle sector and off of the corners. But it's not going to help him too much in a straight line as it stands right now. As you can see, Ecos Mats is now derating. He's defending his position as hard as he can, up to turn 5 or 6. California throwing absolutely everything he has currently at our race leader. Let's see if he'll be able to make a move. He needs to stay within 2/10 probably coming out of turn 12 if he wants to have a chance at making an overtake. Which he's not going to be close enough to do on this attempt. He looks to the inside, tries to spook Mats, but not going to be able to do anything. But here comes California, off of turn 3. He has the DRS, both have D rating though, so Yukos Mats isn't going to have the advantage in terms of ERS. He looks to the inside, but California's just going to back out once again. Let's see if he's going to be able to do anything here through the middle sector. Ghost UK closing once again on Jordan, as Jordan's losing even more time. The top two, who are pushing absolutely everything that they can get out of their cars currently. Yukos Mats will defend once again through turn 7 and up through, well, that was 8, 9 now. As we head up towards turn 10, the Albon corner. Matt's able to defend his position for another lap as we're on to lap 30 now, 7 laps to go. California close once again. Both of these drivers, as I've already said, are both D rating. They're using absolutely everything. California just can't quite get close enough. There's going to be one lap where Yukos Mats will make a mistake into turn 1. And won't have the greatest of exits. So California's going to be right on his tail. As you can see, California getting so close to turn 10. Loses a little bit through 11. But into turn 12, this is really where Yukos Mats starts to make up his advantage once again. He's a slow car in front of him. That's Ibo, so he'll get a little bit of slipstream. Will he get DRS? No, he doesn't get DRS, surprisingly. But you can see how close, how far away Yukos Mats is, and how far California is in order to try and make those overtakes happen. Ibo getting kindly out of the way for California, as he will continue to not give DRS to Mats. And California much further away on this lap compared to previous laps. So we're on lap 31 now. Ghost UK has picked up a 3-second time penalty. Good thing for him, he is well clear of Robertson. That gap is 2 seconds with the 3-second penalty applied. Turn 12 here once again. The gap isn't as large to Mats as it's been in previous laps, and Mats won't have any slipstream to aid him this time. But that DRS really does help California close in towards turn 1. Gap is 3/10 through turn 1. What is it going to be on the exit of 3 here? It balloons up to 4/10 of a second. But California starts to close all the way through turn 3. And down the straight with DRS as well. But he's not going to be close enough once again. California just doesn't have that... He just doesn't have the grip, really, to close up. Really, it's turn 12 where he's losing all of his time. He doesn't have the straight line speed. If anything, his wings are just a little bit too high to possibly make a move. California all over the inside curve at turn 11. Playing a dangerous game is the Red Bull. California once again through turn 12. 4/10 is the gap at the apex. And before they activate TRS, the gap extends by a 10.5. Almost 2/10 of a second, up to 5.5 tenths. Just, he doesn't have the straight line speed or the exit really to make a difference. Gap goes below 3/10 of a second for the first time in turn 1 though, so California possibly having a shot here, but it goes back up to 3.5 of a second now. California could have a real shot at making this overtake. He isn't derating this time, but he isn't using his ERS either, so just waiting, biding his time. Mats needs to stop using his ERS now if he wants to have a shot at possibly defending this position. As you can see, he's constantly derating. Mats doing well to defend this position considering the tire situation. As we head into turn 12 here. Oh my goodness. Into turn 1, gap goes below 2/10 of a second, or below 3/10 of a second once again, for the second lap in a row. He gets close once again, just not quite close enough. We're going to be heading on to the final lap now, so this is going to be the last chance for California to possibly make an overtake here. He has 30% ERS, Mats has 8%, so California using all of his battery. The gap is only 4/10 of a second. He's using, I think he's used almost too much here because his real advantage or attempt is going to be here in turn 1, but we're on the final lap here. California looking to make a move. The gap goes below 2/10 of a second for the first time in a few laps here through turn 1. The gap extends up to 2.5, but he starts to close through turn 3, and this is going to be absolutely job done here for California. Mats moves over a little bit, quite aggressively here. They make a little bit of contact, front wheel to side pod, but they're still going to be side by side as Mats is on the outside, California on the inside, and now California's going to have the chance to use that downforce that's been holding him back for most of the race here through the middle sector. Mats is going to try and make a lunge here. Oh, he gets very, very close on the inside of turn 7 there as we head through turn 8, up through 9 and 10 now. Mats unable to get close enough to possibly make a move. California using the downforce that's been holding him back previously. And I think California might have just won this race. On the final lap, he was able to save up the ERS and only barely got that overtake done. I don't think Mats is going to be close enough, so it's going to be California who wins here in Brazil. Started third from one shot. Started third or finished third in the sprint, and takes home the race victory here in the feature race. Ecos Mats will be happy, I think, with second place. But Jordan, the real story here, he takes home third place to win this championship by a stunning 4 points for him. Only won one race on the whole season and will still come home to take home the championship. Ghost UK will finish in fourth, followed by Robert Sum in P5. Axel in P6. Old School, I would imagine, would not be very happy with a P7, but it's points nonetheless for Old School. Jamie Met will take home P8, and Sir Ubo will finish in P9. So he'll take home his first points in quite a few races, I think. His first points since Austria, and that will put him up to 4. That'll put him up to 19 points on the season as Jamie Met crosses the line to finish in P8 there. Ecos Mats wins driver of the day for going from third to second. Okay. So for our driver of the day vote, we'll do Callie, Mats, and we can't say Old School, can we? I mean, I guess we have to say Jordan. Well, might as well. Anyways, so yeah, that's been the finale. Yeah, that is going to be the finale here for Division 4, Season number 9 of League of Europe. Jordan JJT is our Division 4 champion. Polyopose finished second in the season overall. Of course, missing this final race. Which I'm sure he'll not be very happy with. But, either way, yeah, that's going to be it. No interviews, I don't think. But, yeah. So we'll see you guys next season on the F1 2023 game for seasons number 10 and 11. But yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say. And yeah, I think that's going to be it for signing off for season 9. It's been myself, QVR Packer, taking you through D4 for most of the season. I'm sure your wishes the best of luck to D4 drivers and the rest of their races on the rest of the game, and hope to see some of them back for F1 2023. And I think that's going to be it. So we'll see you guys next season, and goodbye.